5 hours of summer once a week. Hey, 5 hours of summer one Saturday morning.
All right. It's time once again for yet another episode of Color Commentary, where we give you views from a different side. I, of course, am your host, Rashad, and I'm joined by my compadre,
Chuck Taylor here, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I want to be all in your lives.
Yes, and also make sure to like and subscribe because we want to be all in your lives.
Yes, again. Thank you for the echo.
Echo, I thought I had original content here. Today we're going to be talking about not one, not two, but number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3, also known as Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. You know, a lot of these movies... Volume 3, yeah. You know, a lot of these movies have like a subtitle or something like that, but this is just Volume 3. It's not, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy, the return of Rocket or something like that. It's just, you know, it's not Civil War. It's not Winter Soldier. It's just Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's what we get. That's all you need. Because apparently, that's all you need because this ended up being a great movie. And so let's go ahead and get on into this thing. Chuck, why don't you go ahead and break it down with your color commentary on GG3.
GG3. All right. I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't. I kind of forgot about this movie. I wasn't like on my Guardians of the Galaxy is coming. Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out. I was like, okay. Well, I mean, I figured it would be pretty decent, but I was very surprised how it was. And they really did do a really good job giving it its closure, completing the team. Everybody's kind of backstory got really taken care of in this movie. Rocket was like the main focus of the movie, but you saw how unified the whole team was because of Rocket having his injuries and needed to be saved. I really like how Ace character had her own, focus in the movie. Getting to see, the backstory with Rocket was awesome, but also I really enjoyed seeing Star-Lord trying to figure out himself after Gamora's death, but then seeing the new Gamora, and it's not like going as planned. Like I guess he kind of thought that over time like they would get back together, stuff, but she's like completely different. And
let me tell you something. You need an alternate reality for that to be the case, man. You date a girl, you break up with her, she just becomes a different person. Yeah. I've been there so many times. Like, what the heck? Okay, I was feeling your boy. Like, dang, that must be what happens. They go to another alternate reality.
Basically, it's like they went to like a new level. They evolved or something. And now they're like completely not the same person. Like, oh, this person, I can't stand this person now.
Right.
So, yeah, we all kind of see that through time. But I also like how, of course, Mantis and Drax, they always are hilarious together. And then, what was it, Nebula? She was screaming at everybody the entire show, bro. Mm-hmm. So it's like the whole team aspect, everybody did really good. It was funny. The music was really good again, of course. I really like how the villain, they had a great villain on this one.
Yes.
What was his name again?
I have no idea how to say his name. We just call him the High Evolutionary.
High Evolutionary, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he stole the show. Every scene he was in, he definitely was the main, main attraction.
Yeah, absolutely.
I felt like I was like looking at somebody doing theater or something, the way how he was so emotional, and then the music just like gravitated and made it so much more impactful. He was like, P1328, how can like he would just get into it, man. I'm like, right. How could you possibly believe that like you're better than me. I'm like, whoa, where did this guy come from? Like, I remember seeing him on what's that thing?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. He wasn't nowhere near as good on Peacemaker. He was like an average dude. Bro, he rarely even thought he was even on the show.
Right.
But he was amazing in this. So that story, how they had it, like they had to go through all these things to get the codes so they could save Rocket. I already thought James Gunn did a great job with bringing that in. It definitely made it was like a good continuing reason for what they were doing, because a lot of times sometimes you get movies like they have a plot, but then sometimes it's like we kind of like we're trying to wonder why are we still in the same, like why are we still doing this.
Okay.
It's like the plot should have been taken care of a while ago. Now y'all just filling time. It's like we're just going over here for what reason?
Mm-hmm.
But every scene that made sense. Like even when they went to the planet where the people were, well, the animal people, and they were trying to get somebody to help them find, the high evolutionary so they could get the codes and stuff. So it was really good. I got so many things I would like to share about it. I have a lot of time because I don't want y'all to be stuck on here forever. So I'll probably just piggyback on Rashad's as he goes.
That's right.
But real quick before
they've been chopping at the bit for me to go, so
Yes. Real quick before I go, Groot was ridiculous on this movie. he could just grow his body back like so fast, but then he, like when they had the guns and he had all the guns coming out there, he was like killing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, last thing I need to think. Actually, probably two more things.
Okay.
The fight scene when they all were together, and it was so gruesome, but it was great. I was just super enjoying myself. I was like, oh my gosh, it was just destroying those whatever kind of evil soldiers they were fighting and basically cutting open and blowing up.
I would say without a doubt the best Groot action scene in all of Marvel. It's like, I think it was kind of really stepping on the shoulders of the scene in Avengers 2 where they're all in the crowded room and they're fighting against Ultron. I think it was like starting with that and just taking it to the next level.
Yeah, it took that, and then like it just added the rated R part.
Right.
They just like destroying, like you see them smashing like machines on that one, but when you see living organisms getting ripped apart, I'm like, oh gosh, oh shoot, blew that thing's head off. There's a hole in him. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. That part, he stuck a bomb on his butt. Like, oh no.
Right.
And the last thing I'll talk about, I'm gonna piggyback on what you're talking about, is that darn high evolutionary fight scene when they all jumped his ass. That shit was funny, bro. I'm sorry. It was like, I saw like he came out and shot him in the chest, but then everybody showed back up. Like, I thought all y'all was off the darn ship.
Yeah, I thought it was someplace else.
They all got a piece of him. I was like, what in the world? That was great. That was great.
They curb stomp you, bro.
Yeah, they jumped the snot out here. I was like, that's perfect for a team fight. They just jump in the last guy, just jump him. Step on the get down, son. Go ahead and go, Rashad, because I'm going to end up finding something else to talk about what I liked.
All right. I'm going to start with the dislikes. And really, honestly, I really didn't really have any, honestly. The only thing I can say is Adam Warlock. Personally, I was fine with the character because he doesn't really mean a lot to me. Like, I haven't read comics in a while, other than I just picked up one a few days ago. But Adam Warlock was around probably in like the 60s and 70s and maybe some of the 80s. So when I was reading, they didn't want no Adam Warlock to be anywhere worth mentioning at all. I mean, maybe he was doing some Infinity War stuff, but he wasn't like a big overarching character. So whatever they do with him is okay with me. But I know that some people are going to have a problem with that because he wasn't anything like the Adam Warlock that I know about. But the cool thing about it is I think he's going to grow into that character, become more serious and that type of stuff over time. And I guess when they first got to the Animal Planet, it seemed like some of the, pacing or jokes or something like that kind of slowed down a little bit. But overall, when you add it all together, it was great. I will say it's the least comical of the three movies, but that's not to say that it's not funny. There's some definitely really good funny points in it. It's just this is not a laugh fest like the first two were.
Bro, what are you rolling in the theaters? What you talking about?
It's a funny movie, but it's different. What I'm trying to say is this movie is much more serious than the other two. Like the first few minutes, I'm waiting for Baby Groot to be dancing at the beginning, like in the other one, you know. Dun, 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 dun. You know, he want none of that. It was Groot. What's his name? Your boy, not Groot. Star-Lord crying, Rocket walking. You know, it's a more serious movie, but what I'm trying to say is that's not to its detriment because it really gets you, huh?
No, I said, okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah. The points work out a little better when you allow people to finish them.
Yes. Go ahead.
Instead, it really gives you time to see the family relationships that develop between the Guardians and also to spotlight the abilities of the Guardians. So let's talk about that. Like, Starlight got the least shine in this movie, although he did have a cool moment where he took out the suits of all the other. Huh?
Did you call him Starlight?
Star-Lord. Did I say Starlight?
So you said Starlight.
Man, come on, I know what I'm talking about.
Starlight.
Hatred over there. He had a cool moment where he took out the suits of the adversaries. Like that was cool. But mainly, you just get to see Quill how much he's cared to how much he's come to care for his adopted family. Like he went searching relentlessly for Rocket. But it's okay he didn't have as much shine because you literally have seen 2 movies of him shine. I mean, he literally, in the first movie, had to dance off and then grab the stone. And in the second movie, he was the son of a Celestial. So we didn't really need to see a lot more Star-Lord in this one. All right. But Mantis, how she was moving between ops with crazy agility and changing their emotions. Her best scene was like making the soldiers dance and kill each other. Boy, that was great. Drax, you really got a chance to see his strength. Like having fought Thanos and Ronan, like you really couldn't appreciate how strong he was. But now it's like, oh, junk, he's just flinging people.
That part.
Crazy. Groot was growing inside and making shields to protect Quill.
Kaiju. Oh, Kaiju.
Yeah, Kaiju mode. And he was gliding and storing mad guns in his body. The group was flexing, bro. Big flex. Nebula in the past, Nebula was just like a blue version of Gamora. Now, like with her Stark-like implants, she was like hugely important to the team. Like she was like the guy in the chair almost, but actually on the front line.
She did everything technology-wise.
Right, exactly. And then you get the chance to see how smart Rocket is, because he's like a complete genius. I mean, he's smarter than the High Evolutionary. That was cool. Even Kraglin, like the arrow was good, but him flying the Celestial head, that was clutch. The head just came through the portal. Like, dang.
I was like, what is that?
You know, that's nowhere. You know, the head from that they live on.
Yeah, I realize that now. Before I didn't really understand. I was like, what is happening? Is that head moving? Because I didn't know they made it to a ship. So
okay, you realize that after you get finished yawning.
Yeah, live it out.
And Cosmo, that good dog, really showed us stuff by like saving Kraglin and then holding the ramp from the High Evolutionary ship, like with the dock. Like that was cool. I like that part. I guess that would be the only other negative. I don't think that the actor that played Cosmo was like the best. It's like some of that stuff. It's like the stuff that they said was good. Like she really wanted to be a good dog, not a bad dog. I like that, and I like how the dog was like bending down in order to try to like show that it's really trying hard to use telekinesis in order to save this, to save everybody. I just didn't think. I don't know. The actor didn't really land it for me as far as the voice and stuff. I don't know what you think about that.
You didn't really think the voice of the actor connected with the dog itself.
Like, the voice didn't connect with me. I thought it was fine for the dog. I just didn't think it was particularly funny.
I mean, I didn't really think negative of it. I mean, I thought it was fine. It was
fine, right?
But it's not like, I guess I wasn't like super like, oh man, who's voicing that character? That's hilarious. Or, I was just like, oh, okay, talks. So
yeah, it's kind of like when you think about like Groot and Rocket and Mantis, all the voices that are here. Like they nailed their parts. And it's like, yeah, she was fine. You know what I mean? Like it'd have been cool if it had been you're really excited about Cosmo in the future because that whoever the actor was really, really nailed it. So you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see what Cosmo's got to say. Um, but the relationships also, like the way Mantis defended Drax from Nebula, that was cool. And the way Nebula cheered when Rocket was found, like that was so cool. And it's like she heard Rocket's voice, and it's like she had been mean to everybody, like you said, and then she was just, oh, just so excited that he was found. That was cool.
Yeah.
The way that Quill tried to get Gamora back, and I really liked that Gamora didn't end up with Quill. I think it gave her character like its own life. Like it's really cool to see how at the end that even though the Guardians are a family, she had her own family. So she had her own agency. So that was awesome. And I guess I'm going to piggyback on what you said earlier. The High Evolutionary.
Oh yeah.
Bro, great villain. Hey, so best points about him. He goes on a rant. And Star-Lord says something like, perfect societies don't sell drugs. And he's like, nope. No, they don't. And it's like the change in his tone lets you know exactly why he wanted Rocket. Like he said, okay, like I can see, what is he putting out there? Like, yeah, you just can't get it right, can you? So that was very subtle in his acting. I really like that. I like when his team started to betray him, and he was just like, "All right."
Nice. Super Saiyan real quick on everybody.
And it's like he was a much better Kang than Kang was at that point, as far as using his suit in order to kill everybody. And then his overall presence, like he was much more intimidating than anything I saw from Majors in Ant-Man. Like everybody was talking about how well Majors did in Ant-Man. I, for one, was never like really impressed. It was like one scene was like, okay, I really like what I'm seeing here. But other than that, I really wasn't that impressed. I'm not just even talking about him losing to Ant-Man. But this dude, the whole time, I'm like, this dude is like, he's great. And I like the last thing was said. I like that he, unlike Killmonger, not to throw hate at all. I just like that he did what he planned, and he was casual about it. Like I didn't even think the planet was going to blow up. It's like, oh, you're doing so much work for a planet that's about to blow up, and he just walked on the ship and flew away, and the planet blew up. I'm like,
yeah, they were literally down to get messed up. Like you saw the little families and stuff hold on and like get exploded. I'm like, oh gosh. Little rabbit family just got killed. Like, oh my gosh, everybody's dying.
right.
Like Gamora got snapped out of it. So it's like, oh my gosh, who was just killing the people like this? That dude up there.
Yeah, casually.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's on to the next thing. So I thought this was a really great movie. I really enjoyed it. People have said it's the best since Endgame. I would let me see, best since Endgame. Is it better than Spider-Man No Way Home? Because that's a darn good movie.
That's a darn damn. I don't think it's better than Spider-Man No Way Home. I ain't gonna lie. Like that movie have. I mean, I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than I am a Guardians of the Galaxy. So I guess I could say I differ a little bit with that. I mean, that's. But the movie wise, to me, I thought everything about Spider-Man was great. So I mean, it wasn't too much I didn't like, but
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Spider-Man the best movie after Endgame. But this is a very close second. Very
yeah.
close. Yeah, man. So I really, really, truly enjoyed this movie. Like I said, I don't think it's quite as good as Spider-Man, but it's definitely a close second. Very, very close second. And I think that what's going to happen is a lot of people I think are going to like you. Number one, they were not necessarily checking for Guardians of the Galaxy, even though there's a lot of big Guardians of the Galaxy fans. But overall, with Marvel, those are not the names that they push forward the most. They push forward really more so the Avengers characters. So it was easy to forget them. So I feel that their opening weekend was probably not as good as it could have been, but I think that the word of mouth is going to keep propelling this movie on because I think it's a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, best movie since um, of Endgame." I literally have not seen any negative comments about the movie at all, other than what's his name, Star-Lord. Adam Warlock.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he was.
and on that note, seeing your boy almost die, that was great.
Yeah, that I was meaning to talk about that. I thought you were gonna say something about that. I was like, when I saw his face get back, I was like, oh, they about to kill him like Yondu. I'm like, really, guys? Really? He could go out like that? I mean, he had to get his face off. I'm like, damn, they did a real like what really happens when you go to space.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, and I don't think he should have been okay. I don't think he should have been just everything just goes back to normal when he comes back. I mean, some part would have fell off. Like, he would have. I mean, I guess they got the med packs or something. They would have had like put a med pack on his face or something.
Right. The mug should have had some inflamed jaws for like a while. All right, good. Well, what did y'all think about it? How many chucks? Real fast.
I would give it 9 chucks.
Okay.
Half 9 chucks. Yeah,
All
right.
good, all good. I think I'm gonna give it 8.954 chucks. So, very, very solid movie. All right. Well, what did y'all think about it? Do you agree with what we're saying? Or perhaps you think this movie was awful? And if you did, you're stupid. You've got to subscribe to survive. This is color commentary. We give you views
from a different
from a
side.
different side. Peace.
Deuces.
Saturday morning.